Yeah, the line is on. Stop
We are live.
moving.
Uh, Hello and welcome to 5 at 5. We are live.
Yes,
Yes,
Ganji, we are.
we,
But why are you so confused about 5 p.m.? It is 5 p.m.
You weren't replying.
Not 85:25. So it is 5
Yes.
p.m. sharp 5, not
But
6, not 4:59, proper 5:01. Don't worry.
will India be able to bring 85-25 tomorrow? That's the question.
If
they
India is
can't be.
able to do 85:25, then no debate. The World Cup trophy has already come here. वो देखो होबार्ट से भी ये join कर गया है. He's gone for a walk. But that is
85-25
our
क्या ही जाएगा इंडिया?
85-25 India favorites. Anyway,
Oh, okay.
Subhash doesn't know this story.
ये देखो ये पूछ रहा है हेलो अभी तक क्यों नहीं स्टार्ट हुआ प्रोग्राम भूल गए क्या
See?
भाई 5 पे शुरू हो चुका है 1 मिनट भी देर नहीं हुआ है anyway, चलो यार let's start. Trisha Snehashi, set it up.
Yeah.
What's going on? Shubhan in tension has gone for a walk in Hobart.
What's going on is tons and tons of people actually hovering around us for tickets. We are not able to go anywhere without answering the question that we don't own any tickets. And then when we enter the ground, the kind of preparation that is happening, I don't know about the players. I am under a lot of pressure for some reason. There's so much of final 2025 India South Africa, light, sound, music. Yeah, and the music is almost like in a horror movie climax situation. That's our Halloween. Yeah, it's anyway Halloween. So anyway, it's pretty. It's exciting, but nervously exciting. Yeah.
Snehashi, তুই ইয়া কি
Yes.
বলছিস কাজেরটা বল ইয়া বললে হবে নাকি তুই নার্ভাস হয়ে গিয়ে তুই কাজের মধ্যে 85-25 বলছিস কেন
No, no. No, as Tushar mentioned, it is exciting to see the preparation are going on in the stadium. Players are also there. They are having their last minute preparation. By the way, it was a very light practice session
Yeah.
for India.
Very light.
Very light practice session, just normal knocking and all. Skipper Harmanpreet Kaur attended the press conference, answered all the questions. She looked a bit relaxed also, obviously a big final tomorrow. But all she mentioned that all the players are very focused and hopefully a big day waiting for them.
Okay, Shubhan, Australia, you met that. By the way, loved your Smriti Vandana fan piece. Huh? Loved it, absolutely loved it. So I have to put that on record. But Shubhan, now that you are in Australia and not in India, India has tremendous chance. That's common consensus, not my point. Okay, so you tell us about that. What is the situation in Australia? Imagine, Shubhan, you had to be sent to Australia for India to win this World Cup. You could not even be kept in Kolkata. So your reputation is preceding you now. But set it up. Indian male cricketers, Australia, fandom. What is it like, Shubhan, in Australia before I go to Gargi and Bharat?
Can I
Of course,
interrupt before Subhan begins?
yes, yes,
Sorry.
yes, Rekha.
In
Yes.
my overexcitement, I have been walking up and down and I was just about to fall because I was falling down the stairs. I think I've got overexcited. I need to calm down. Yeah.
Shubhan is not there in India, so you have enough reason to stay calm. Shubhan, bolo.
No, no. If I am a bad luck and if India is winning a World Cup for that, I am happy to do. I am happy to have that bad luck. I am happy to stay here in
That
Australia.
Shubhan, that Shubhan, this is a good one. Henceforth, if there is it, you will say, send me to England, send me to Australia, send me to the US. তোর ঘোড়াটা হয়ে যাবে দিব্যি মানে that's a good idea actually.
With due to my presence, Australia's women's team are not playing the final of a World Cup, which is a rarity. So my presence on Aussie land down under, I think it is the plan is working. The secret plan is working. But
No, no,
having
but
said
send
that,
him to
there's a
South
lot of
Africa. Send him to South Africa, please.
by the time I'll reach South Africa, the World Cup will be over. Unfortunately, it's that far from here. But talking about the buzz, I think there's a lot of buzz, more buzz about women's final than the men's T20I. The story you read about Chris and Adam, I think it was very surprising to see a couple of Aussie guys selling spirits there, talking about women's cricket, talking about Smriti Mandana, and actually talking in depth. It was not like okay, she's playing for India or she's a good opener. She has a name. It's not about that. but he was actually describing her strengths, her weaknesses, what India can do better going forward. So I think he was a proper women's cricket nut, and the way he was speaking, that why do we differentiate between men's and women's cricket? The only thing that is difference is that women can't bowl as fast as the men cricketers, and that is due to the human anatomy. That's pretty natural. So I think it was pretty fun to meet Chris and Ivan and Adam. So huge shout out to them. I hope there's a lot of such fans for sports going forward. We get to meet them, and after that there's a Diwali kind of a celebration going on among the Indian communities here in Hobart. It's a very small community, around 10,000, 12,000 people. Here they are selling jerseys inside. They are selling Indian food inside, and I spoke to a few there because it's a small community, so people know each other. They were surprised to see two new faces. I have one of my colleagues from other organization here, so they were surprised to see two new faces. They asked us, "Who are you? Where are you from? Are you here for cricket?" So we explained them, and they were talking about, "Why are you here? Why are you not the Women's World Cup final?" That's the bigger question. But we explained that we are reporters there, and they are doing a great job. They did a great job throughout the World Cup. We did explain that, but there's a buzz. Everyone is, a bit confused or sad, or that both the matches are clashing. That's something which a lot of fans have been talking about. Even members from the Indian team have been talking about that. Why are we playing a match when there's a final? We want to watch the final. But I'm pretty sure even in the Indian dressing room, they will keep an eye on the scoreboard. I think local time the match starts here at around 8:39. And that time the match will be on the India Australia T20I as well. So I think they will keep an eye on what's the score is like, and everyone is rooting for India to win. I think it's about time we break that jinx and go on to lift the trophy. Fingers crossed.
Absolutely, absolutely. Gargi, Desi Murgi's question is actually fair. I mean, I've been saying this for a while. I mean, Trisha and I were even discussing this on personal messaging. I actually think this celebration and the emotion and all of that was a bit too much. Wait for the final, because after, if you don't win tomorrow, there is no space for gallant loser in sport. Ask Mitali Raj; she will still tell you this, that night at Lords. Ask Julan Goswami, that 9 runs. Kabir Khan trying to make that silver medal gold. That scene will forever be etched in our memory. I think forget about that Australia game. It's done, dusted. Forget the emotion. Be ruthless and win tomorrow. Using this question, Gargi, your thoughts?
You're absolutely right. Think of it that way, that that was a night that you needed to get over. That was a hurdle that you needed to get over. Now that you finally have, no point thinking about it anymore. Take the positives, take everything that you've done right in that game, and there's not much. Jemima saved that game. So did Harmanpreet with the bat. So did a few other contributions. But in the first innings, India was bad, and we can't forget that. India needs to be on their A game on Sunday tomorrow, and that will only come if they don't keep feeling gratifying, or rather are not satisfied with what has happened in the past match. As long as there is space, as long as there is more hunger in the belly, they can go out there and do it. Desi Murgi is very right. I think me and Trisha and Snehashish also discussed this in a 12 p.m. live, that it was such an emotional overload, social media erupting. Just don't, that feeling of content, I think that shouldn't come yet, because the job is half done. You've gotten over one hurdle, but there's so much more to go. South Africa is a gun team. South Africa will be eyeing that trophy, and so will India. But India has a lot to improve. Again, first innings was pretty bad to watch, but the second innings saved that game. The batting saved that game. You can't have a repeat of the semi-final in the final. You need to be on your A game from the get-go. You need to dominate that game to win it. Otherwise, South Africa isn't going to give you chances.
Fair point. I mean, it will be a hard game. Sriram Chirag, I'll take two questions and come to you, Bharat. Sriram Chirag, why don't you talk about Gill poor form in white ball? पे किया क्या है उसने आप लोगों को? हाँ जी किया, इसलिए नहीं बात करेंगे. बोल दिया चलिए. अच्छा, second one. Mr. H. Mr. H, what was it? Why you guys are not giving due credit to Harman? You criticized her so much before. Of course we criticize, still criticizing. Her captaincy has been poor. Telling you, her captaincy has been poor, less than average, modest. I actually think Smriti Mandhana should be made captain straight after the World Cup, irrespective of the result. Whatever happens, there is no question. Harmanpreet Kaur as a batter stood up in the last two games, and we are openly going to say she was brilliant with the bat. As captain, no. As fielder, no. India was poor with the ball, poor on the field, poor captaincy. That's the truth. You don't have a thing gall to hear it. You guys are cheerleaders because India has won one game. Your problem, not ours. We will call spade a spade. Now you will say somebody else has paid us. चलो यार इतना पैसा लेके जाएंगे कहाँ? Bharat Ramraj, Sneh Rana, Radha Yadav. Thoughts?
Oh, that's a difficult one. I guess I will go with the Nirana in the final, but I don't think the management will change. See, I think she's someone who brings that, what can you say, a little bit of cut and thrust activity when she's at the crease, and someone who looks like can take a wicket or two, and she's a decent fielder as well. But having said that, I guess they're looking at Radha Yadav because she's an excellent fielder and someone as left arm spinner, she bowls very quick through the air. But I don't know to what extent that helps in women's cricket. Yes, in men's cricket, if you bowl quick through the air, left arm spinners tend to do well. But in women's cricket, I'm not very sure to what extent it helps for Radha Yadav. So it's a marginal decision. I guess I will go with Snehrana, but I don't think Indian management will change the lineup.
Sriram Chirag, you want an answer to your question? Change the question publicly. Acknowledge you made a mistake. We'll certainly answer. We are not here to get abused by you or anybody. तो ये जो बोल रहे हो ना कितना पैसा दिया etc. We are not here to listen to that. So be dignified and polite. Trust me. Each one of us will be dignified and polite with you and answer your question. So that's how it should be. Priyanshu, Trisha,
What is-
first. Yeah, Shubhan.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Trisha. Yeah, go
Yeah,
on.
I just wanted to add on to the to Bharat's point, and this is completely on the basis of what we saw right now in the practice session. Radha had a rather longish chat, and then somewhat she practiced with Avishkar Salvi looking, I mean, not only looking, discussing a lot of line length and the arm action also with her. Whereas Rana was there, she was there in the practice session. She did a bit of warm up and all that, but she did not do any sort of bowling or batting. So it seems like India is still going with Radha.
Yeah, and Trisha and I were discussing this that the South African batting, all batters right-handed, allows Radha to come in. Better fielder than Sneh allows Radha to come in. Shubhan, question for you. The one difference that I see, this is my personal opinion, I can be wrong. The one difference that I see, Australia match, we were the underdogs. Everything was Australia. Best team, best team, best team, best team. The pressure was there. Whatever we do, we will overachieve. Now, all of a sudden, Nare, we've beaten the world's best team. We are the ones with momentum. India's the ones with momentum. That's a different kind of pressure. The pressure of expectation, the pressure of being favorites on home soil, Shubhan, that I think is the bigger problem for India to deal with. The tag of being the favorites going into a final. Your thoughts?
I think not too long ago we have a perfect example of that. 23 ODI Men's Cricket World Cup. I think we had a similar run. Of course, India have had their hurdles in this Women's World Cup, but at that time we were flying. The men's team were flying. November 19, I think we saw what happened. Australia took the game away. Everyone was confident that India are unbeaten. They will win the match. They will win the final. They will defeat Australia. They lost, I think, one match in the entire tournament. So I think two or even did not lose one. I think I am forgetting that. But anyway, in the final we saw what happened. The pressure of 1 lakh crowd to deliver. When you saw Travis had go about his business, you went about when came back in back foot. The batters did not click. The partnership between Virat and KL Rahul, it was sluggish. They were not finding boundaries. So things happen to the best of athletes in crunch situation, and I think tomorrow there will be pressure. If we are going with even 0.1% of complacency in that game, if the team is doing that, I think uh, that would be a huge error. South Africa not too long ago played the T20 World Cup final as well. I think back-to-back finals, if I'm not wrong, in both the T20 World Cup. So I think they are a very good side. Laura Woolward is running the show in the World Cup. You have someone like a Tasmin Brits. If she clicks, she's a dangerous customer. You have a Marizan Kaap, arguably one of the greatest of all times. You have Malaba there. It's a very good, very talented team overall. When you see as a compact unit, India home favorites, hosts. You will have the crowd behind you. You will have everything possible that you can do to lift the World Cup. And the most important part, you won't have an Australian team. That pressure, that psychological pressure. We are playing Australia. They are multiple time World Cup winners. You won't have that pressure. So enjoy the occasion, play freely. Don't take too much. What if we lose? Don't think about what will happen after the game. Finish the game first, and then start thinking about what to do now, how to celebrate, or what is the conclusion of the match. So enjoy the occasion. You don't get to play for all the youngsters. For someone like Sri Charani, Kanti God, playing a World Cup final, it does not come regularly. So enjoy the occasion and give your best.
Gargi, I promise Sriram, I'll take the question. Talk about Gill poor form in white ball cricket.
अभी तो कैनबेरा में रन्स मारा है.
I mean,
हाँ,
what
but
do you
answer
what do
करो,
you
answer
say?
करो.
Poor form is something when you haven't performed for a long time and there's some serious technical issues in your game. No, inconsistency is not poor form. I hope you understand that. I know that there's Shubman Gill is leaving a lot to be desired. I know Shubman Gill needs to come out there with some big runs or impactful knocks because those stay in public memory longer. But the thing is, he's going out there, he's doing what is required of him. Yes, he's failed lately, but what do you want us to say? I know where you're coming from. I know if I don't say anything bad about Shubman Gill or any of us in this studio don't say it, you're going to call us PR. I know where this is coming from, but you have to be very neutral in how you're even criticizing a player. I think whenever Shubman Gill has gone wrong on the field as a captain, as a batter, we've called him out. We've said, whatever there was to say. So I don't really think that we need to go above and beyond to say that, oh, Shubman Gill is bad or is bad in white ball cricket. I don't think it's any of that sort.
Fair point. Two questions combined, Trisha. Before I go to Bharat, you and Snehashish take one each. Tomorrow is one of the biggest days in the history of Indian cricket. Buryada, your views. I'll give it to Trisha, Dipesh Vyas. And then there is a one from Priyanshu. Very good question. South Africa does it in the lower order, and he talks about Chloe Tryon and Nadine de Klerk. So, Priyanshu, very important question. Trishati, I hope India has plans for Nadine de Klerk and Chloe Tryon. South Africa changes the game there. Will Nonkulekun Laba also be a big threat? Trisha, you and Snehashish.
I think the Nadine de Klerk question has to go to Snehashish because for the uninitiated, Nadine de Klerk was the first cricketer Snehashish interviewed. And Snehashish, please.
Okay, I think if you see the last game that India played against South Africa, that group stage also, obviously India were in a strong position, reducing South Africa to 805. But ultimately, it was the partnership between, first it was Laura Ulbert and Chloe Tryon, and then followed it by between Tryon and Nevin de Klerk. That won the game for them. So I think obviously this time around, data plan should be there. If you see the last game against Australia, we were all talking about in the mid innings that Harmanpreet Kaur should have used the fast bowlers more in the plate over. Why there were overs available for both Renuka Singh Thakur and Kantigol? Why you are using a spinner when they are getting smacked by the batter? But okay, we managed to come out as victorious in the game. But I think this time around, when you are going to face these destructive batters in the the back end of the innings, I think this time around your pacers need to be more lethal, and hopefully they are getting those overs because I think they will be much better players to handle that pressure rather than the spinner. So let's see what happens there. But you have to be credit to Nadine Dekar, especially the consistency that she has. I think before the World Cup, we didn't expect that much of consistency from her. Although we know that she has the power game, she can win new games out of nowhere, at least one or two games. But the way she has batted, averaging right more than 60 with a strike rate around 90, 100, so I think she has been superb. And tomorrow she will be one of the key players to watch out for from the South Africa team.
Great.
Trisha, before you answer the Deepesh question, Shubhain, I'll let you go. It's quite late in Hobart. It's about 11 o'clock. You have
We
a
have to
match
let
tomorrow.
Snehashish go also. There is the press conference, South Africa.
So Snehashish, you can take off. Shubhan, you can take off. But Shubhan, for the only time or one of the few times, men's cricket same day match, but the focus is entirely on the women's game. And aren't we thrilled for that? We are.
Very
So
happy,
even
very
when
happy,
you
very happy.
we are even when you cover the men's game tomorrow, have an eye on the women's one because that's the match that matters. Shubhan, thank you for joining us.
And that's what we have been and that's what we have been doing in the press box whenever India is playing at the same time during men's game. So the laptop will be on. We'll have an eye on that.
Lovely. All the very best. Enjoy the game tomorrow. We'll be in touch soon, Shubhan. Thank you for joining us. Trisha, you
And
answer
best
the
of luck
question.
to Trisha and Shreyas also. May they witness history.
It'll be
Trisha, you
history
can
either way.
answer the question.
Yeah. Well, as of now, there's a lot of people queuing up for the ticket. In fact, while Snehashish was answering, two people came here and asked me for tickets. Somehow they think the moment they see the accurate, they feel like you are one of the ground, or like somebody from MCA or somebody who's working with DY Fasil. So I've got a lot of ticket requests. I have got a lot of people asking what are the changes you're seeing, what's happening, historic moment, and I think all of them are making me more nervous. The more messages I'm getting, I'm just getting more nervous. I think one thing good is the whole atmosphere inside the ground when it comes to the players is pretty light, but outside with broadcasters running around, dancers running around, lights, the fittings being happening, I think the temperature is 10 times higher than it actually is in Mumbai. The whole build up, everybody is talking about wherever you go. Even when I was coming out of the hotel, the guy at the reception was like, "Madam, कल का लगता है कल हम राधा को खिलाएंगे कि स्नेहा को?" It is not even about just the final. They are asking you technical questions. The auto in which we came, he was like, "मैडम इस बार वर्ल्ड कप आएगा ना?" I was like, I hope so. जेमी ने क्या खेला, हमारी बच्ची ने क्या खेला, because of course again Jemmy is a Mumbai girl. So the the way women's cricket is being celebrated is so good, and everybody is in the mood for the final. Boryada, I think the entire city will be standing and watching the final. It is that big here.
Excellent to see this. I mean, yeah, I mean, and I understand where these ticket requests are coming from. My only point about these ticket requests is, folks, when the ICC put the tickets on sale, don't wait for the final. Buy your tickets. And then don't come and crib on the last day. अरे क्यों नहीं मिल रहा है यार, पहले दिन से बहुत मिल रहा था, आपने क्यों नहीं खरीदा? आपको खरीद लेना चाहिए था, ये झमेला ही नहीं होता. So don't keep asking for tickets on the last day. When Jemima wins the game, then you realize, Acha, I have to go and cover. I have to be part of history. I want to be part of that spectacle. Why? Why do you not support from earlier? Bharat, take the super chat. Ashish Punna, Gargi, put it out, please. Our girls will embrace the pressure of 1.4 billion dreams like a warm hug. Gotta feel super good and continue to build key partnerships. Have a solid attitude, keep calm, and put up a spectacular fight. Chuck their girls. It's more a comment, Bharat, summing up the positivity and optimism, but take that.
Yeah, see, it basically comes down to doing the small things right. That is where I guess it has been really hurting the Indian team that we have talked about in the past as well, like a broken tape recorder. The same stuff running between the wickets, taking your catches, converting singles into doubles. I was noting when Jemima Rodriguez was batting alongside Deepti Sharma, there was one fast runner, there was one slow runner. Finally, the one who didn't really run quickly got run out. So this sort of things can really hurt you, or for the matter, the tactics against Litchfield left a lot to be desired. I didn't understand why not a single bowler went round the wicket, not even Deepti Sharma, the off spinner. So yeah, if they just have to get the small things right and just enjoy your game. I know it is easier said than done because it's a final. Everyone is expecting you to win, but still the girls have to enjoy that game. Then only I think they will play at their very best. Just want to add a point on Nadine D. Clark as well. See, she's very much a strong bottom end player, whatever I've noticed. So I guess the best way to bowl to her is to bowl. You have to bowl a slightly wider line. If you bring a left arm spinner as well, that might help. Left arm spinner will bowl a slightly wider off stump and make her to slog across the line. I guess you will be in the game. So, and also about Radha Yadav. The only thing that I talked about Radha Yadav was I didn't see much of revs on the ball or She was not really turning the ball. She's someone I think skids on a lot. I'm not very sure in women's ODI cricket to what extent it will help the Indian team. Even if you look at a record, 13 wickets in 13 ODIs. So yes, the South Africans have a lot of right-handers. I understand that, but something my gut feeling says that she may not be that effective.
I get that point, but we were just trying to understand between Trisha and I. But your point is well taken. Even the other day when Ashley Gardner started hitting in that 49, we made that point that why not Renuka? And Radha has not, in that sense, had impact. So, point taken. But Gargi, take this one. What is this? Boryada, why have different parameters for players who are management favorites like Rana, Gill? This is stats, but why don't we see stats for Arshor? Why BJ Gill doesn't have 200 runs in the
Boryada, can
last?
I take this? Can I take this?
Please
Yeah.
go for it.
Ayush, you have disappointed me. You are such a, you have been now a long time association with Red Sports. You are a constant viewer of every single show of ours. If you come up and say this, then there is something wrong with the way you are perceiving what we are saying, and it is disappointing. Gargi can answer this, but I think this is extremely and highly disappointing coming from you out. Are you single? Sorry, Gargi, I just
But
have to say it.
you want to explain the question? Add to your answer, Trisha. Feel free. Before I go to Gargi or another question, you want to add
Yeah,
anything
I
more?
don't think we have ever differentiated. I think we have never differentiated. In fact, last show, I remember there was one of the comments who said that, you know what, Boryada, you have rightly called out the fact that Harshit Rana was sent at number 6. And if Boryada had called out the last game, then how are you writing this? I think we have always spoken pretty openly about every single player. When Gill did not perform as a captain, I myself had written a piece. In England, when people were not performing, irrespective of who so-called the management likes or so-called the management does not like, the management does not discuss with us who they like and who they do not. We see the performance, we see the preparation, and we comment on that, we analyze on that, and we bring you pointers on that. So we cannot criticize people just the way you want us to. We cannot criticize people for memes. We will do it according to the game they're playing, according to what last game I think Harshit Rana was promoted. I could not even watch the match because obviously I was here doing the match. But I know Harshit Rana was promoted because everyone in our company was actually dissing the move and saying why it's a problem. Okay? uh, this whole discussion happening in the company group then in the show actually tells us that how the company goes about criticizing players or analyzing players. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
I
been,
think she's being asked for tickets.
yeah, once again.
You take the Laura Woolward question. Lots of questions on
Where is
how
it?
does India deal with Laura Woolward. Many
My
questions.
question. No, I think Ayush was asking about the management, not us. And yeah, that's what he
Ah, I
said.
see. Okay.
See, let's be very honest and very neutral. When it comes to the management, there will be players that the management see fit for the long term or will see a lot more potential than other players in comparison. And there will be a sort of thing where the management will give those players a longer run. Gautam Gambhir has been very transparent about this. He has come out and said, look, it's not about wickets and runs alone. It's also about the kind of character that the player is, the kind of skills apart from runs and wickets or batting and bowling that the player is bringing on the table. It's about leadership, it's about team management, it's about going out there and knowing that India comes first. So these are all parameters when the management is selecting players. The management has also been very, very clear, be it Gautam Gambhir, be it Shubman Gill, be it Ryan Tendoskate or Sitanshu Kotak, whoever has come out in recent press conferences have all said that we want to give security to the players. We do not want to build an insecure environment where players after 3 or 4 matches are dropped. because 3 or 4 matches are not a measure of anyone's talent or anyone's performance. You need a proper cluster of matches or a cluster of series across formats to check someone's potential. And if the management is seeing something behind the scenes which we are not seeing, we can't comment on that. Look, there will be stuff that we are not seeing. Most definitely there will be conversations that we are not hearing, which keeps a player within the team. So it's all about, again, it comes down to that, giving players the security. And honestly, it is very refreshing to watch. We've seen multiple times in the Indian team that after 1 or 2 games, bad performances dropped, nowhere to be seen again. And I kind of like this approach. I think that it's brought out the best in players. If you see the kind of performances that KL Rahul has been able to dish out in the recent past, because of the clarity that he's gotten of where he's going to bat, not being sent up and down the order, knowing that there is crystal clear clarity of his role in the team. So I think there's nothing wrong with having what you're saying. There's nothing wrong with giving players a longer row. I do not see any problem with that.
Okay, there's another super chat. Quickly take that, Gargi. Last 5 minutes on the show. Devashish and Rahul are stranded in Goa. I need to get them back. Doesn't matter who wins tomorrow. Rooting for both Deshdrohi na India, South Africa, sister. Bharat, you want to answer that? Sister
Yeah,
is
it's fine.
a
It is fine if she wants someone else to win. That also is fine. That's his choice. It's not a war out there. It's just a game of cricket. So if Viraj More wants South Africa to win, it's absolutely fine. Though I don't necessarily understand sister, India South Africa sister. I like South African team as well. See, they have some really good players. Last year I was there in Dubai. When I watched them lose, I really felt bad for them. A lot of those girls were crying at the stadium after they lost, and Cup didn't even come for the what can I say? Didn't even come for the press conference when a few of the South African players came, but she was not there. So from their perspective, if they win, yeah, it's good for the South African team. But obviously, as an Indian, I would want the Indian cricket team to go on to win the World Cup. Watched women's cricket excellently. Started watching women's cricket excellently in 1993 when I just switched on the TV, and on Doordarshan, England women were playing New Zealand women in the final. Highlights they showed. Kensela, Carol Hodges, Barbara Daniel, Janet Britton, then obviously the 97 World Cup, Hero Honda World Cup. So a lot of years have gone by, and India is set to win the World Cup. So from India's perspective, I will be rooting the Indian girls.
Okay, so opinion on the so-called leading platforms. What is this? Shongbit Dotto Vishwash's question, Gargi? Just take that once. Suddenly rushing to cover tomorrow's match, pure vulture culture as usual, Dada, from those two people. I'll leave this ball outside off stump once again, otherwise I will be trolled saying I'm aggressive. I will leave this ball. Thank God somebody noticed it. That's what I will say. That's all I will say. I've left the ball outside off stump. Trust me, Brutus is an honorable man. For me to be that is very difficult. But I will say Brutus is an honorable man here. Shombi, thanks for pointing it out. Brilliant question. Trishadi and Gargi, as women's analysts, please share your perspective. India winning the World Cup will change women's sport in India forever. That's anyway. Take that. Whoever Gargi, you take that one, and then Trisha can also join in.
I'll do 20 seconds. Trisha can do 20 seconds. But no. But what I wanted to say was 2017.
85 seconds and 25 seconds, not 2020.
ठीक है चलेगा. No, but what I wanted to say was, even 2017, India just making the final had such a huge difference on what it meant for young girls coming into domestic cricket. I remember, or rather, coming into grassroots level cricket that was played anywhere around in the country. When I started out, I remember going to clubs, and I was turned away. I was told that this is a boys only club, or rather, even if it wasn't boys only club, we don't have enough girls or young girls for you to practice with. We don't have
facilities. We don't have bathrooms. We don't have change rooms.
So all of these excuses were given to us. But 2017, that was such a moment, because I remember by then I had, played for a couple of years, more than that actually. And I remember, after a few months, I was standing there thinking, why are there so many young girls in the ground suddenly? Because suddenly parents also realize that with the kind of backing that the women's team is getting, with the kind of visibility that the team is getting, this is actually a viable career choice. And that makes all the difference, especially in a country like India, where almost every child is, sent out there to either be a doctor or an engineer. And for them to realize, for parents to realize that their child or daughter can go out there and play sports and make a living out of it, was a huge turning point in everyone's life. Ever since then, look at the kind of quality that we've been getting from domestic cricket. Look at the influx that we've been getting of young girls. Now there are female only clubs that where only, women are practicing. Now there are multiple facilities. Look at the kind of budgets that women's team get. Look at the facilities, the pay. Everything has changed now. Even the ICC prize monies are same, so you can understand how much has changed in the past since 2017.
Trisha, you want
Absolutely.
to add to that?
Yeah, I think what it changes is I think the hunger for the sport has been questioned a lot. You know, the women's cricket team has been questioned a lot. Their hunger has been questioned a lot, and not they were never criticized properly for techniques or for fielding lapses. They have been criticized for things like why aren't you in kitchen, etc. And somehow the existence is questioned. Women in sports is questioned every single day. I think the World Cup will shut everyone up. You know, yes, Jemima's innings is fantastic, but come 4 years down the line, the same question will arise that you come for finals, but you don't win them. So yes, a win will be a massive change, but I do see a sea of change already has begun with that semi-final win. Now the cup will be the cherry on the top, and let's hope that happens.
I will give the final question to Bharat. Uh, should India chase if they win the toss? So basically, the toss, Bharat. Big final thoughts.
Just I lost my internet. Is it about the toss? Okay. Toss, see, I guess India will opt to bowl now. After what happened in the last match as well, I guess India will opt to bowl. You will get some dew as well in the second innings. I think you will get some dew there with enough humidity around. And India, I guess, should opt to bowl now in the final as well, because otherwise, I have gut feeling that if South Africa are going to bat second, then again their lower order might come good, and then they just might go on to win that game. The kind of conditions that we have seen in Navi Mumbai, where the ball seems to skid on a lot more in the second innings. So I think India should win the toss, opt to bowl, try to restrict South Africa to maybe 280, and 280 in those conditions should be chased down.
Trisha, what's the weather like tomorrow? My final question. What's the weather like? What's the prediction?
It's actually there are predictions of rain, but today also it's raining from about 7 to 8 in the morning, and then there's a little passing shower at 11:30. This is happening for the last 3 days, and after that it's completely clear. It has been clear. The other thing which I wanted to say is it's not humid. It's not that humid because of those passing showers. It's not humid enough. The third thing I wanted to say is we got to look at the pitch. It is definitely going to be slower than it was in the last game. So yeah, that's about it.
Okay, so on that note, let's end the show because I've got to sort these two fellows out. Yes, Siddhant, Rohan retired. Gargi's already done a piece. Bharat is doing an in-depth feature tomorrow. Rohan Bopanna, what a guy, what a player, what a career. We will do more on Rohan. I've already messaged him. We'll do an interview celebrating him as well. So no question, we will celebrate Rohan Bopanna, who's very close to us at Rev Sports as well. But read Gargi's piece, it's already up, and Bharat's doing an in-depth feature for tomorrow morning. On that note, thank you very much, everyone. Trisha, Gargi, Bharat, 24 hours to go, not even that. The big final. The big final that can transform sport in India. And for God's sake, don't call it the women's team. Call it the Indian team. Thank you very much for watching.